going on, Saints fans? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about some Saints news and some trade buzz. I'm going to talk about a player that I think the Saints should try to make a trade for, and I'm going to give you an idea as for some trade compensation. But we got some late night news last night, and I broke it down on our shorts tab, but if you missed it, here's the update. Wide receiver Chris Olave was arrested last night. Yep, that's right. Chris Olave was arrested. He was arrested for reckless operation of a motor vehicle. There you go. Just when you think that this season couldn't get any more ridiculous, there you have it. So don't miss a thing, Saints fans. We're going to break it down. We're going to give you some details and all that. But before we dive into all the information, subscribe and stay informed around your New Orleans Saints. We provide content almost every single day. We go live. We also do live watch parties. And I can't tell you enough. We're trying to get to 22K. We're so damn close, so help us out, and let's reach that milestone together right now. All right, so Olave was arrested, and here are the reports. A lot of this coming in from Nick Underhill, Katherine Terrell, ESPN, just kind of a combination of everything. So the reports last night, Olave did not resist arrest, and he was cooperative with law enforcement, which is a good thing. Obviously, if you're not cooperative with law enforcement, things are going to get a little bit more out of hand and a little bit crazier. You know, we don't like to see that happen, no matter who it is. So in terms of the speeding and the reckless driving, he was clocked going 70 and a 35 over in Kenner, and he was released from Kenner City Jail around 11:30 p.m. So you might be thinking, what the hell was he doing? Why was Chris Olave out at 11:30 p.m. in Kenner? Well, his brother added some context. Josh Olave tweeted this out late last night. Bro was on the way back to the crib from CVS. Ain't none serious. I think that's fair. I genuinely do. I think that's fair. I mean, when I was 16 years old, I had my license for less than 2 months, and I got clocked going 65 and a 40 right past the police station. I actually got clocked at 73, but they brought it down because, you know, I was respectful, because I was trying to be kind and all that kind of stuff. So, here's my thing. This sucks, and it's stupid. It's just dumb behavior. But it's a slap on the wrist. Like, come on. But what the hell? Like, I'm going to get into the suspension aspect of things here in a second. I don't think he's going to be suspended, but what the hell, man? What's going on? What is happening with our football team? Why can they just not focus on football? Why can't they just win games? Why can't they just not make bad decisions, whether it's on the field or whether it's in a car? What the hell is going on here? This is not the New Orleans Saints that I grew up knowing and loving. This is not the team that the Saints are even claiming to be. They're distracted. They are playing really poorly. Bad leadership. The locker room energy is at a bare minimum right now. Part of me thinks the coaches might be losing the locker room, and the players are just saying, F it, man. We stink. I don't care. And that's not what I want to say is happening, because I don't want to accuse the players of giving up, but what's going on? Especially Chris Olave, what is happening? The effort is questionable. The production is starting to slip a little bit. And then now this. What is going on with Chris Olave? And I'm not even going to dive into was he supposed to keep running the route? Was the ball from Derek Carr against the Jags supposed to be a throwaway? I'm done with that conversation. I've seen it too much. I've had it too many times. But what in the hell is going on? It's unbelievable. And I don't think a suspension is going to happen. And here's a couple of reasons. Jordan Addison had a pretty damn good game last night. Credit to him. He was cited for driving 140 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone because he was taking his dog to the vet or something. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but whatever. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, arrested in 2022 for driving 126 in a 65. It's not good. That's not good either. But neither received NFL discipline. And this is very different than the Henry Ruggs situation. I've seen some stuff on Twitter. It was like, this could have been the Henry Ruggs situation. Shut the hell up. No, it couldn't have. Shut your damn mouth. Delete your Twitter account and shut up. It's not the same thing as the Henry Ruggs situation. Henry Ruggs was very, very drunk. Henry Ruggs killed a person and a dog. Henry Ruggs got in a car accident. Didn't happen with Chris Olave. He was sober. He was speeding. He's just being a little bit immature. If you're going to sit here and say that you haven't sped before, you're a liar. I'm just going to say it. You're a freaking liar because everyone speeds. That's a one rule. Doesn't matter how much of a rule break you are. That's a one rule everybody breaks at some point in time in their life. But I'm concerned with Chris Olave on the field, not as much off the field, but I'm just like, what's happening here, man? I'm just over it. So let me know, what's your level of concern with Chris Olave? Scale it 1 to 10. 1, none at all. 10, you're very concerned. Let me know, Saints fans. I can't wait to see what you have to say. All right, so coming up around the corner, we're going to be talking about the Saints trading for a cornerback. You guys might like this cornerback because I think that he's a pretty talented player. But before we get to that, shout out to Prize Picks. I've talked about him before, and I can't stop talking about him because I love Prize Picks so much. It's the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less based on their projected stats, and you place your entry. With quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types, that is what makes Prize Picks the daily one fantasy sports app, or the number one daily fantasy sports app, excuse me. So here are the projections I'm rolling with this week. I like Tua more in 272.5 passing yards. Quite honestly, I saw Derek Carr have a really good day against the Patriots defense. And Tua has Tyreek Hill. I think they're going to be just fine. But I also like the more on DJ Moore. I don't necessarily believe in the Chargers defensive backs. I think that they're not as great as everyone. I'm just not a believer in the Chargers entirely. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't think they're as good as everyone is. I think they're one of the most consistently overhyped teams in the NFL. But I like DJ Moore for more than 56.5 yards. So if you want to take advantage of these projections, if you want to, make some money, win 25 times your money, I'd go check out Prize Picks. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. All right, so let's talk about a trade target. Should New Orleans make a call to Chicago to see if Jaylon Johnson wants to come play in the Big Easy? Now, let's set the scene here. I want to take a look at the depth chart for the cornerback room. It's a talented room. Let's call it how it is. It's a good unit. Paulson Adebo, he's solid. It's not amazing, but he's solid. Marshawn Lattimore, lockdown laddie. No, that's enough said. Lante Taylor, he's showing a lot of progression. First year being the starting guy in the slot, replacing Bradley Roby. I like the starting 3. I like Isaac Yiadom as well. I also like Ugo Amadi. But here's my thing. I really like Jaylon Johnson. And when you put the numbers side by side, they favor JJ. So Johnson, he does have less tackles and less pass breakups, but he has more interceptions. He has a much better coverage grade, over 20 points more. And on top of that, the yards per reception allowed, 15.2 versus 11.1. And I truly do believe that the Saints defense is really good. You don't have to necessarily make a change. I genuinely believe that. I think that they're a solid unit. I don't even think cornerback is the biggest need. However, I do think that the cornerbacks, the safeties, the DBs in general need to just be a little bit better. Because I think that if they can play a little bit better, the offense can still be as bad as it has been, and you can still maybe win a few games. I mean, let's go back and look at the Packers game. Go look at the Jags game. Sure, the offense wasn't good in either of those, but defense played great. Outside of a couple plays, it's a very different game. So I think that Jaylon Johnson could make this defense go from good to great. And I will say this, he is on an expiring contract. So if you were to trade for him, you would likely want to extend him after that and keep him around for a little bit. And if you were to do that, it would be the long-term replacement for Paulson Adebo. Again, I think Adebo is a serviceable cornerback. I think he's a talented player, but I think you could also get some good value in a player like Isaac Yiadom. I think that you could maybe trade him away to Chicago because he is a player that has actually been pretty impressive this season. His overall PFF grade, 82.0. And the passer rating allowed, a 79.6. Isaac Yiadom has been very, very good. He isn't even the starter. He filled in for Adebo while Adebo was dealing with an injury. So if you want to go and get a player like Jaylon Johnson, I think that I would offer up Yiadom and a second-round pick. I think that gets the job done, quite honestly. It's a talented player it's one talented player for a much more talented player, but you're also getting a second-round compensation. And plain and simple, I just want wins. I just want wins. I said it yesterday. If you're going to pretend to be all in, if you're going to talk about being all in, if you're not going to blow things up, if you're not going to reset, if you're just going to keep running with what we've been doing, go all in. You can't put your toe halfway in the water. You can't jump in shoulder first. Got to go head first. You're either all in or you're not in. That's my point. You can't halfway want to win a Super Bowl. That's not what wins these games. That's not what wins you rings, and that's not what gets you to the big dance. But Saints fans, I understand that the players are whatever. I asked this question yesterday, and a lot of y'all were like, it doesn't matter who we trade for. The team sucks. The coaching stinks. Nothing will be improved until the coaching is addressed. And I agree. Trust me. I totally agree. But I will say this. You need linebacker help. You need some O-line help desperately. You might need some CB help. You might need some safety help. You might want to get an extra wide receiver. Hell, even a quarterback. I don't even know, man. But name a player you want to trade for. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm at TraceGerard48. The link is available in the comment section and description of this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope the week continues to be awesome. Y'all have a good one. Stay golden. We'll see you next time.